Chapter 1. Simmons. Simmons the horse player. Let us consider him for the moment, if we might. He is leaning against the rail at Aqueduct, surrounded, he feels, by wheeling birds and doom, clutching a handful of losing parimutuel tickets in his left hand. His right hand is occupied with his hair. He is trying ceaselessly to comb it into place, a nervous gesture which caused one of his drinking companions, he has no friends, to call him years ago Simmons the Dresser, a nickname which unfortunately never stuck, since his other drinking companions knew his habits too well. It is 1:43 now, some 12 minutes before scheduled post time for the second race, and Simmons is desperately seeking information from the tote board. He has already lost the first race. The results posted indicate that the horse on which he bet finished third. Simmons did not have the horse to show or across the board. He is a win-better only. Some years ago, having read in a handicapping book that only the win-better has a chance to retain an edge, and that place and show were for amateurs and old ladies. He does not know who wrote this book, or where it is today, but ever since he read this information he has never bet other than to win. He is not sure whether or not this has made much difference, but intends to draw up some statistics sooner or later. He keeps a careful record of his struggles. The fact is, though, that he never totals. For those who are interested, I say that Simmons has lost slightly less than he might have otherwise lost had he bet place and show, but the difference in percentage terms is infinitesimal, and the psychological benefits of having had more tickets to cash would have well outweighed the insignificant additional losses. Simmons has, then, blown the first race. He has, for that matter, lost 7 races in a row, going back to the third yesterday, a dash for 2-year maiden fillies that produced a 7-length victory for an odds-on favorite. Simmons collected $7.50 for his $5 ticket on that one. Before then, there is also a succession of losing races, although here, perhaps, Simmons loses his sense of precision. He is not exactly sure how many races he has recently lost, or how long the losing streak has gone on. All that he can suggest at this moment is that he is deeply into what he has popularly termed a blue period, and that his situation will have to markedly change for the better shortly, or he will be forced to the most serious and investigatory questions about his life and career, such as, what is he doing here? And what did he hope to gain? And why did he make that famous decision some months ago to have it over and done with the horses once and for all, and to make them pay for his psychological investments, and so on? Simmons will phrase these questions to himself in a low, frenetic mumble, somewhere midway between sotto voce and a sustained shriek, and those people in his presence at the time the inquiries begin will look at him peculiarly or not at all, depending upon custom or interest. If he chooses to ask them of himself at the track, he will incite no response at all. There are, after all, so many questioners at the track. The churches, and I intuit a little of this subject, have nothing to compare with the track in the metaphysical area. Sons of bitches, Simmons says, but he says this without conviction or hope. It is merely a transitional statement in the category of throat clearing or manipulation of the genitals, and means hence absolutely nothing. The fact is that Simmons is not clear as to the identity of the sons of bitches, and if he were confronted by them now or several races in the future, he would not quite know what to say. Manners would overcome reason. You could have helped me a little with that 4-horse in the first, he would probably point out mildly, or, gee, I wish that kid on my 8-horse in yesterday's starter handicap had tried to stay out of the switches. Overall, an apologetic tone would certainly extrude. The fact is, and it is important that we understand our focus at the outset, that Simmons is both mild and polite. Also, that he expects little beyond what he has already received, and that when he is talking about the sons of bitches, well, it would be naive and simplistic to say that he refers mainly to himself, but as one who is extremely close to that situation, I can suggest that part of this is valid. Part of it is not. Everything is irretrievably complex.